Good morning. What I'm doing here is answering questions on eBay. It's a Sunday morning. Normally on that side of it through the week and everything else, Wendy, the wife, normally takes care and answers all the questions, believe it or not, on eBay. People think that it's myself. That's incorrect. Most of the time it's the wife. She will ask me a few times on that side, can you just give a bit of advice on this one? But most of the time it's always the wife. Today I've come on to do messages, answering them all on eBay and different emails and stuff. What I'm being asked for is twin turbo lances, the actual nozzles in a twin turbo lance. What really frustrates me in the marketplace is sorting out with customers, and I feel sorry for some customers as well, because what they're doing is buying machines that don't do what they're saying they're going to do on a ticket. So just recently I've had a machine in a Wilks 850, I think it was, 14 litre 250 bar pressure washer. Now this customer's come on this morning with the identical machine. So the customer landed up, and what we needed to do was find out exactly what jet size he needed to be running with. Because reason being, what simply happens on these other machines in the marketplace, the non-genuine stuff, is they'll give you a litrage and they'll give you a barrage. They don't use the word at. Same old thing that I always moan about is, because the girls in the office always have to ask the questions. What machine have you got, what pressure is it working at, and what litrage? Sometimes we can't get it just exactly right because the machines don't do what they're saying they're going to do on the ticket. So, such as this machine that's 14 litres at the 250 bar, what you've simply got there is, if you're running a twin turbo lance, you're dividing that 14 litres by 2, because you've got 2 jets. So what you've got then is 7 litres at one jet, and you've got 7 litres at the other jet. So yes, set up right on that side of it, the machine itself will do the barrage, but you've still only got 7 litres. Now what you've got to think about is, in the marketplace, a domestic machine works at roughly 7, 8, 9 litres, and that's the domestic machine. Now if you're a domestic user and you do your patio, then an industrial user comes along with an industrial machine. He can go over the top of your work and clean that surface far superior than what you've done with your machine. So when we're trying to do this and sort these customers out, what we've got to remember is we've got to try and get the actual machine itself to work correctly. So on the Wilks machine, what simply happened the other day when you come in, there's all the jets up the side on the handle itself, and what you've got is, you'll have a nozzle first of all, very fine one, which is a pencil nozzle, 0 degree. So what's simply happening is that 0 degree angle is hitting, it's got no angle whatsoever, it's hitting a little spot, a dot, very similar to what a turbo nozzle does. So a turbo nozzle works the same way but spins around at the same time, so you've got the high intensity of hitting that dot. But if you try and work with a nozzle that's not spinning, it'll take you all day. Yes, fantastic results, but like I say, it'll take you forever to do a job with a 0 degree angle. Yeah. Turbo nozzle, so when we look at a turbo nozzle, yeah, that works the same way but then spins around as it's going. Yeah. Always remember as well, on a turbo nozzle there's a correct way. If you're facing it upwards like that, pull the trigger with it facing down, keeping the trigger pulled, then go up in the air with it. Don't keep pulling the trigger when it's facing upwards. You'll hear that jabbing. Yeah. What you'll do is wear the nozzle away inside and damage it. Also remember, when you're using turbo nozzles and so on, try to use a stainless steel lance. When you're using a steel lance, what simply happens is, if you drop that steel lance, the corrode inside, that corrosion will come off, it will go into the nozzle, and before you know it, you've got a damaged turbo nozzle. Stainless steel doesn't rust and corrode inside, always the same. So you won't get the same problems with a turbo nozzle to what you will with a steel lance, because everybody knocks them and taps them and drops them. Always remember, try and protect it, or get that lance changed over from these cheap nasty ones that's in the marketplace to a stainless steel one. It will save you a lot of hassle long term. To be quite honest, it's just endless. People buying turbo nozzles at time, and I'll say, what lance have you got, can you send photos? And I find out that it's steel, and what's happened is the dirt itself has got jammed up inside it, because what they've done is drop it, bang it, and the turbo nozzle itself is clogged. A filter is the way to go, but like I say, even a filter then, if you don't keep it clean, restricts the amount of water and the pressure running through it. Back to where we were before, twin turbo lances. So turbo nozzles go down to a size of an 03, much smaller, and the hole is too small and they'll get clogged all the time. So turbo nozzles, the best you can do is get an 06 size, so 203s make up a 6, but what's simply happening there is you're still limited on what size pressure washer, because if you put 06s, it means the pressure washer itself, the pressure will drop down, but you'll get the litres at each jet. So like I just said before, 7.5 litres or 7 litres on a 14 litre machine just won't run. But also the machine itself is not doing what it's saying it's going to do on the ticket. What you need to do is do a test. Yep. Put your small nozzle in, the finest nozzle, get the revs full up, get a rag or a piece of pipe over the end of the nozzle itself, and then catch the water for a minute in the bucket at full revs. It will then tell you what amount of litres that pressure washer is producing correctly with that fine jet that they've given you in the system. Now, obviously they'll have 14 litres on there, but what will happen is only time you get the 14 litres is if you put the wide hole massive jet inside there, pull the trigger, you will then get the 14 litres but at 0 pressure, which is no good to anybody. Yeah. So do the test. It takes you a minute to do it. Put the fine nozzle into the end of the lance, put something over it so you can catch it into a bucket and measure and count how much water, or a tub, not a bucket, whichever you want to go for, at full revs. You then know what that machine is capable of and what it's doing. Unless you buy a pressure gauge, you won't know what pressure you're working at, but it'll give you an idea on that side what the machine is litrage wise. You know then. Ideally what you need to do is put a pressure gauge on the outlet of the pressure washer. Yep. It then tells you what bar it's working at and how many litres with a fine jet in there. You can then find out what jet size. It will tell you on there what the jet is, but what you're mainly concentrating on is probably going up a jet size, making it slightly bigger. So if it was doing 250 bar, fetch your machine down to 200 bar, and then probably you'll move up to like such as 12 litres or something like that, because it's letting more water flow through the jet. So the machine itself, it's about litres in the marketplace. So if I set up a machine side by side, 250 bar machine at 15 litres, and I set up a 21 litre 200 bar machine, and I put no gauge on there, you would think that the 21 litre machine is far more powerful than the 15 litre machine. It's simply the volume. Volume is critical. This 15 litre at 250 bar, yeah, that's fine if you're going up onto it, working with single nozzles and everything else all your life, that's fine. But if you're looking at running with patio cleaners, twin turbo nozzles, everything else, 21 litres, 200 bar all day long or above that. That's otherwise you're playing at doing the job. The lads in the marketplace that are doing it, they do get frustrated when people just think they can turn up with these little toy town machines and start cleaning, because at the end of the day they're making them look bad. They've been there, they've done it, they've probably made mistakes like you lads that are new in the marketplace are doing. And like I say, I've tons and tons of videos on YouTube. I try and help people so they're not getting ripped off and scammed, because there's so much rubbish out there, machines that do not do what they're saying they're doing on the ticket. All at the end of the day, such as this machine that's the Wilks, it's got a sticker on there saying 15 horsepower. It's a joke. Yeah, it's just a sticker. Yeah. We struggle to get stuff out of the country with oiling and stuff like that, but they seem to be able to get machines into the country just like that with stuff saying that they don't do. When we're sending stuff out of the country, all the paperwork has to be ticked and crossed and everything else to make sure it's going out of the country. But like I say, on the system itself, when it's coming in, any old rubbish can come in. Yeah, people, I'll help anybody in the marketplace that are struggling, but like I say, I hate to see people also ripped off, and it's them that I feel sorry for. Paying good money, some of them putting their life savings in to start doing this job, it's not fair. Yeah, those that are selling these machines out there, you should feel guilty. That's my opinion and that's my thoughts. So that's all I'm going to moan and groan about today. Like I say, I'm going to be off for a little while, so I will be doing more videos like this to help people in the marketplace. If you're not certain on something, ask me, email me. I will be back off for probably most of this week, and then I'll be back in after I start to recover and start going back to normal again, if I can help people. But like I say, I'll only be able to answer questions. Thank you very much. Q Services, Qwashers, eBay and YouTube. I hope that's been a help to a lot of people out there and they find this video, because it's no good if they don't find it. Thank you very much, Q Services.